Okay. This feels weird, but all right. So if you recall from the last episode, we had some tire issues after a barbed wire, probably, incident in a sage field in Wyoming, where I had a little bit of a freak out, shall we say. And I ended up with 2 flat rear back tires that had to be patched. But that morning, woke up early, headed 30 minutes south to a little town that I've forgotten the name of again, because it was the only mechanic I could find that was open on a Saturday morning. So I got the tires patched and we continued on our way and headed up to Grand Tetons National Forest. So like we've kind of talked about before, traveling with a dog and going to national parks is not really the best because a lot of the parks are not that pet friendly, and Grand Tetons was no exception. So really we couldn't do any hikes because Sailor wasn't allowed on the trails, but we kind of drove around, we saw some stuff. First day was crowded as per usual, but you know, that's to be expected. We ended up in this really awesome camp spot, this dispersed camping site up on a mountain, kind of looking out into the Grand Tetons. So just outside the national park, looking out over the mountains. Insanely beautiful views, but unfortunately everybody else also knew about the beautiful views at this campsite, so it was a little bit more crowded than I would have liked, but it's still nice to kind of meet a few people and chat a little bit. The next morning I did the thing that I usually do where I wake up really early, like a little bit before sunrise, and we go into the park before anyone else is there. Headed to the Tetons for day 2 before everyone else gets there. Because everybody likes to go to the park, which is the worst. So we're gonna go by ourselves before everybody else wakes up, except for that guy. I'm sure I look, oh yeah, I look good. I'm gonna shut this off now. Just focus on this. Right, Sailor? You half asleep still? Yeah. It was just nice and quiet and lovely. Then we went further north and drove the road between the Tetons and Yellowstone National Park, which, whoa. Yellowstone lives up to the hype. Unfortunately, 1, having a dog, I wasn't able to do any hikes. 2nd, it was kind of in and out of rain, so it was kind of a, you know, whatever. 3rd, it was crazy crowded, as you can imagine, going to Yellowstone in June. A lot of people. The other thing was that Yellowstone is huge, enormous, and I feel like I saw a fraction of what there is to see. So when we first got there, we just happened to go to the visitor center right by Old Faithful, but we happened to be there at like relatively the time where it was supposed to erupt. So we waded through so many people. It was so crowded to see this thing. I was like, what luck is this? Like, usually it's like 3 hours or something between them, and I just happened to be here for like right as it's about to go off. And I got it, I captured it, and then I realized my iPhone didn't have any storage. So I don't know if you know this, but your iPhone will kind of just pretend like it's recording when it's not. So when I went later to check on it, I didn't capture any of it. But needless to say, I did get to witness Old Faithful, which was cool. If you go to Yellowstone, you have to go to Old Faithful. It's just the way it is. So you kind of go from geyser to geyser. Those geysers are amazing. They're so cool. And the colors, like there's blues and there's pinks and there's reds in there. Like, it's just so bizarre and otherworldly. We saw bison. Sailor saw bison for the first time, which of course she lost her mind because that's what she does. You see them? We ended up doing this one scenic drive that kind of goes up above this river, and man, it feels so long ago now. I'm trying to remember the details. I can't remember. All I know is I was like up above a river and it was really dramatic. I saw a fraction of what there is to see in Yellowstone. I can't wait to go back and do it legitimately. After Yellowstone, we exited into West Yellowstone, which has some lodging and restaurants and stuff like that, but it's expensive because it's, you know, a gateway to Yellowstone. So we ended up finding a hotel in Idaho Springs, right? Idaho Falls. It had some special, I guess, and I unknowingly rented a suite with a kitchen.
Look at our fancy hotel room.
Which was nice. When you're living out of your car.
Cool. All right, second bed, we had a recliner. Oh, but wait. We have a whole kitchen, and the free breakfast had omelets made to order.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Have I been in the wilderness too long, or am I like Idaho rich, or is this like not that impressive? Thanks, La Quinta. I think the next city was Arco. First city in the world to be lit by atomic power. Then we continued on, we went to Craters of the Moon National Park. Yeah, that place, it's named Craters of the Moon for a reason. Lava fields and just these really cool flowers that are so resilient that they're just growing through this black lava. My whole camera roll is just pictures of these really cute little flowers in various colors because they were just so out of place. Like, it was hot and it was just lava fields and then just tiny, beautiful flowers. But same kind of deal. This one is even a little bit more stressful because not only could Sailor not come on the hikes and stuff like that, it was also really hot. So I didn't really want to leave her in the car that long by herself. We had to, you know, behave and carry on our way. Oh yeah, Sun Valley, Idaho. We were just driving down the road and all of a sudden there is just fields of neon yellow. Finally, we just pulled over and I was like, I have to see what this place is. This is insane. What are these flowers? So we happened to pull over in this one spot where this guy was coming down on an ATV kind of just randomly at the same time. And I was just like, what is this? And he's like, it's mustard seed. Mustard seed. Never thought this much about mustard seed in my life. Really beautiful. I keep saying beautiful. Everything's beautiful or awesome. Like, there's got to be another adjective I can use for things. What's next? Ah, yes. We found another contender for best campsite of the trip. I know Green River, Wyoming. I know I said that that was my favorite campsite of the trip, but this spot in the Sawtooth Mountains of Idaho, it's a toss-up.
Look at this. We're in the Sawtooth Mountains, and this is where we're camping tonight, and it's the perfect weather. Car coming. Neighbor. Let's see who it is. I'll just wave.
Perfect percentage of people to open area.
There's what's supposed to be a river. I'm just taking an after dinner stroll because I just ate cheese and bread and potato salad. I don't feel great about myself. Wow, just okay.
I could have spent weeks there. It was so nice. Nice. There's another adjective for you. Nice. Beautiful, awesome, nice. All those things. So we're doing some hikes in the Sawtooth Mountains, which is nice, awesome, beautiful. And Sailor's sampling all the different waters, which is her version of swimming, I think. We get done, we're hot. It's the middle of the day. I think it's like 1 o'clock. And we're like, let's go find some hot springs. Wrong. Don't go find hot springs. I don't want to sit in a hot spring. It's 1 o'clock, the middle of the day, and we just hiked 5 miles and I'm sweating. So then we were like, okay, now what do we do?
I'm just driving towards Boise. There's like a spot where people surf on a river, and I kind of just want to go there and like watch that happen because that sounds relaxing and and like mindless, and I'd like to do that for a while.
Yeah, I somehow had it in my mind that there were a lot of dispersed camping sites that I had found in that area.
From what I remember, there were a lot of options for camping, for dispersed camping or free camping in that area.
There were no campsites in that area. We ended up driving like a significant distance, and I want to say maybe 2 or 3 hours. All of a sudden it was like, welcome to Oregon, just like one little sign in like a field. So I guess I took the back way into Oregon, but we went to a state park there that, of course, I can't remember the name of. Again, awesome, beautiful, nice. All the adjectives. There was a river there, so it was really cool because you could sleep and have this like the sound of the river. It was kind of like a noise machine, but real.
That campsite, wow. Pretty views. There she is.
Okay. We drove from Eastern Oregon, where we stayed in that state park. We drove into Nevada. And this is when the winds started getting really intense. And normally it wouldn't be an issue, but because I have that cargo case on the roof, it acts like a sail, basically. So the wind was just kind of whipping us around. Like I was white knuckling the steering wheel. As far as I could tell on this trip, or at least the area I was in, there were no dispersed campsites. I couldn't really find anything. And either way, I think it was about 100 degrees when we were driving through there, so it was kind of a no. But we found another hotel, big chain hotel, like, you know, one of the major ones, and they were like pet friendly. So we booked it, and I walk in the lobby. It's like part of a casino because we're in Reno now. And I like walk in with Sailor, and the woman is behind the plexiglass, and she's just like, you know, you can't have dogs that are over 30 pounds, right? And I was like, no, I did not know that, since all it said was it was pet friendly. I think I drove 8 hours that day through the desert. It was hot as shit, white knuckling it through these winds. And I think she could just see the look on my face, and I just stared at her and was like, well, it's too late for that now. And she just went and she like got the supervisor, and then he ended up coming out and he was like, yeah, it's fine.
No, just wait for the. Wow. Do you really think you can save us? That would make you like a hero. Hero.
We're all the way down at the end of the pet friendly hallway of like pet friendly rooms or whatever. They put us all the way at the end by the exit. And so I'm going to show you like how far removed we are. Just you'll see. Okay, let's go outside. Okay, so we have to walk out here. This is the really long ass hallway. Thanks. Step one, you have to use, to prop this open, here's a broken mug we're using, propped over with a rock. So we can come out here and Sailor can do her business without having to go through the casino and alienate people with her bigger than 30 pounds-ish. So that's how that works.
And that was Reno. Got the hell out of there the next morning. Drove through the heat some more. The winds continued being crazy all the way till I got to California. It was a pretty exhausting end of the trip, and I definitely went and took a hot shower immediately upon my arrival. So we made it to California, final destination for this leg of the trip. So it was 3,800 miles, 13 states, and 2 weeks. In the next episodes, we're gonna do my next trip that I did, which was the Eastern Sierra in California, which was another amazing trip. So I can't wait to start looking at that footage. So subscribe and do the notification things and the bell and the click, click, click. I'm having fun. This is kind of just a cool project and I'm super into it. California! Okay, I guess that's where I'm gonna cut this because it's getting weird. Thanks for coming on this trip. That's it. That's this episode. See ya.